What up, y'all? Two Heady here, coming at you with a banger of a video today. Today we're talking about the Benson Chronicles, so this will be a couple-part series for the channel. Alright, so a little background on this. Me and my homie Noel ended up moving out when we freshly graduated high school. We got through that summer, saved up some money, and we ended up looking at some apartments that were pretty close by, like within an hour and a half of us. And that's when that whole party in the woods happened. We got caught, followed by the cops. We ran down like a fucking old ATV trail with one of our buddy Jay's fucking car. And our buddy Jay also wanted to throw down for this apartment. He said he was only going to stay there for a little bit, so we took that into consideration. So pretty much me and my buddy Noel go and look at this apartment. And we go looking, and it looked pretty nice, you know, as fucking freshly 18-year-olds. You're just like, yeah, this looks pretty decent. And like fresh out of high school, never really looked at a house before. You don't really know what you're looking at. Neither of our parents looked at the houses. Like, we had no help getting this place pretty much. So we end up moving in there the week after we looked at it. We're like, yep, bet we're gonna go back, sign the paperwork, and put the payment out for the deposit and first month's rent for the apartment. And I forget what it came out to. It was like $3,400 or something like that for rent and the deposit. So we ended up going there, giving him that shit, and we ended up moving in. And our setup's pretty trash at first. No couches, no TVs, just fucking mattresses on the floor. And for a while I had an air mattress in that bitch, and it was so uncomfortable. But it was a 4-bedroom house. And so, first off, our buddy Jay picked the fucking best room and threw down the least for rent. Like, after the first month, I don't believe he paid rent at all. And then my buddy Noel and I had to throw down the rest for that. He ended up getting the best room. It was right next to the kitchen, and it was fucking nice. It was the biggest room. And me and my buddy Noel ended up staying upstairs, because we're like, fuck it, we're going to make a studio up there and everything. Like, this is going to be fire. So that's a little bit of the background of this place. Now we're in the apartment. And this apartment was right near college. So every weekend, like from the first few weekends we ended up staying there, there were parties everywhere, big ass block parties, like thousands of people from these schools fucking there partying and shit. And on one of these days, we're fucking, you know, we come back from a party, we're absolutely cooked, and there's this kid that we had met from a while back. This is we'll use his name, Aiden. He came in, broke into the house and everything. We found him at one of the block parties, but this isn't really the main part of the story. I'm just trying to give you, like, the timeline where all of this shit had happened. So that kid fucking ends up staying at our house for a little bit, and then my buddy Jay ends up bringing him back to his crib, saying his parents, like, didn't kick him out and everything. So we end up going back. And we all go to another party the next weekend. We get back at, like, fucking 3 a.m. Fucking absolutely trashed. I ended up fucking, my girlfriend was staying over at the night that, and her and I just started dating, like, when we first fucking moved out there. And we found one of our other, hold up, I forgot this huge part of the story. So, we met one of these guys through a homie at one of the parties, and he's like, yo, I've been looking for a place to live, like, I got like $400 to throw you guys for a room. And we were just like, yeah, sure, fuck it. And he like ended up trying to say he was going to be my buddy's music manager and shit like that, because my buddy Noel has been doing music since like our freshman year of high school, and I've been helping him out through that. Like, that was the big reason why we moved. I didn't ever think I was going to do this content shit. Like, this wasn't even like a thought in my mind at that point. It was all for like helping him promote his music, get him like shows and shit like that. That is all that is for. So he was like, yeah, dude, that's a no-brainer. Like, if you can get me some gigs and shit, or like just help me out with this whole music industry thing, I'm so for it. So we obliged. We were like, yeah, for sure, you can stay with us. And from like the first day that he stayed with us, we kind of knew something was off about him. We couldn't really exactly point our finger at it, but there was definitely something off about him. Just I don't know, always seemed like there was kind of like a pathological liar. But we didn't really care about that. We got another person in the house, so me and my buddy Noel don't have to pay as much for rent. So now we got that. We all went to a party. Stayed pretty out super fucking late. And we all just left like our bud and stuff on the counter and shit like that. Like all of us in the house fucking choked. So we end up getting back to the party. It's like 3 a.m. and we all fucking crash out pretty quickly. And we wake up in the morning. I end up going down, rolling a J, and took some bong rips. And then the guy that ended up moving in with us, I don't know what we'll call him. Call him LJ. Motherfucking LJ, he rolls this fat blunt. This motherfucker always spent all the bread he had on these fucking smoke shop packs, bro. Like straight boof, actual fucking spray pack. Like when spray pack was first becoming a thing in New York. It was fucking crazy. But he would go spend like fucking $300-400 a zip on these wrapper packs that was straight up dog shit. But he rolled this fat blunt of this fucking, I forget what it was. It was definitely like some gelato, lemon cherry gelato or some shit like that, because that's all he smoked on. I learned to hate that goddamn strain just because of that man right there, honestly. It's all he toked on. He ended up rolling that fat blunt. He's like, yo, you want to take a walk with me to the corner store, go get some food and shit? Like, yeah, for sure, I'm down to take a fucking little toke fucking walk. That sounds like a great time. Go get a coffee, go get a fucking egg sandwich, and goddamn get back and cook some more, you know? Get absolutely faded. And we step outside, we open our door, and we didn't stay in, like, a great neighborhood, you know? It was in, like, let's just say there were a lot of, like, refugees that lived in the housing units next to us. So, or yeah, refugees, immigrants, stuff like that. I don't know what you really call them. So we walk outside and we see this bitch just fucking slumped over, laying on the ground right next to our fucking house. Shoes off. She put her goddamn shoes on our porch and must have fallen backwards or something off the fucking balcony and just passed out on the ground, or like, I don't even know what the fuck she was doing. Left her purse right next to her fucking shoes. So we're just like, oh, like, what is this? What should we do? So we go over to her, we like tap her on the shoulder and stuff, like try to wake her up a little bit, and she's just knocked out. Obviously she's fucking, you know, fentanyl, you know, just fucking conked. She was a fent zombie at that point. There was no waking that lady up. So we end up like trying to find out who this chick is. So he like looks at her purse a little bit, grabs some gloves, look to see if she could find an ID or something, like see where she came from or something like that, just to get like a little information about her. I didn't have any part in this because I was too worried about like fucking touching some needles or something in her bag, because she was definitely a junkie. So he ends up like finding out, I think she found like a hospital ID or something like that, wristband, some shit like that. He's like, bro, this chick like graduated the same year you guys did. And I was just kind of fucking flabbergasted at that point. She straight up looked like a scarecrow. It is crazy what those type of things can do to you, like in such a small amount of time. But we end up fucking calling the ambulance at this point, because we're like, she's super young. We need to get some help. Like, we're not going to let this chick OD right in front of our fucking house, because we didn't have any Narcan or anything, and I'm pretty sure you can get in trouble for fucking Narcanning someone. Mm-hmm. Like, just out in the wild, because you're not like an EMS or anything like that, so there's none of the documents saying that you can legally do that shit. We end up calling the ambulance, and it took them a while, bro. We explained to them what happened. We're like, there's a chick ODing, like, right in front of us. She's fucking dunzo. You guys need to, like, fucking get over here. She's not waking up. We've been trying to wake her up for 30 minutes. Like, oh, yeah, okay, we'll start heading over. It took these motherfuckers a good 45 minutes. And we know damn well the fucking hospital was, like, 3-4 blocks away from our crib. It was fucked, dude. So they end up coming by, and we lived on a one-way street, so they couldn't really pull down. They ended up fucking backing the ambulance down the road. And as soon as this bitch heard the sirens, it was like a fucking video game boss being unlocked. Just fucking gets up and starts walking the exact opposite direction. Forgot her shoes, forgot her purse, and we're yelling at her. We're like, yo, lady, like, you forgot your fucking everything. Like, this is all your shit. She, like, stumbles over, comes back, grabs her fucking shoes in her hand, and fucking grabs her purse and walks over to the liquor store that was, like, almost right next to our house. And she walks right by the ambulance, and we're like, that's her. She's gone. Like, she just walked right by you guys. We're like, yeah, we've gotten a few calls about this lady already. A few times she refuses to go to the hospital and refuses to take anything we give her. We can't do much for her. We're just like, what do you mean? Like, how can you not do anything for her? It's just kind of a lost cause in their mind, I guess. And I don't know, that shit's fucking pretty sad, because obviously she's not in the right state of mind. Like, she doesn't know what's good for her at this point. She's just fucking drugged out all the time. But she ended up going over to the liquor store and started fucking causing a commotion, because, you know, at least the fucking clerk at the store was like, yeah, you're not buying any liquor from us. You are already fucked up on something. We cannot give this to you. We cannot sell you this. So she started causing a goddamn commotion and freaking the fuck out. I don't remember if the cops were called or if they just, like, kicked her out of the store. It was one of the two like that. And within the next 2 weeks, we saw her again. She was like a block and a half away from our house this time. We were walking back from one of the block parties again. We just see her, like, laying, not in, like, I don't know what you would call it, almost a parking lot, but more of like almost like a pull-off, I guess you would say. Because it was not like, it wasn't anyone's house or anything like that. It was just kind of an alley. And she's just fucked up over there, doing the same shit. And we're just like, yep. It's just what happens to people. This is like the first part of the Benson Chronicles. There's so much more to go over with this shit. Like, we went to a few block parties that got shot up. We got one fucking where we tried to throw a party with, like, all the people around there. It didn't really go well. And there's just a bunch of stories that come from this fucking apartment that we had gotten. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, and have a great day.